Today, the man himself, Lord Jacob Rothschild, the richest Rothschild of modern times, died at 87. And while most of us have heard of the Rothschild family, it's wild how few people know what they actually do and how they made their money. You see, their wealth began with a Jewish man named Amschel Moses Bauer, who opened a counting house in Frankfurt, Germany in 1743, 280 years ago. And above the door, he placed a sign depicting a Roman eagle with a red shield. The shop became known as the Red Shield Firm, or Rothschild in German. And when Amschel passed this store down to his son, Meyer, he changed his surname from Bauer to Rothschild after the store. And that is where the domination begins. Meyer scaled his father's business of dealing coins and lending money until he learned something that literally changed the course of history. He realized that lending money to governments and kings is far more profitable than lending money to private individuals, because not only were the loans much bigger, but they were secured by us, the nation's taxpayers. So when you hear about governments in debt trillions of dollars, well, they are in debt to private central banks that are set up by the likes of the Rothschilds. So after learning this information, Meyer, who had 5 sons, trained them in the art of money creation and sent them on a mission to set up banks in Frankfurt, Germany, London, England, Paris, France, Vienna, Austria, and Naples, Italy, and in effect becoming the first bank to transcend borders. Using these skills and the initial sum of money that their father gave them, they grew the Rothschild empire to a scale so enormous, the son in France, for example, became 150 million francs richer than every other banker in the country combined. And because they had banks all over Europe, they went on to finance both sides of the Napoleonic Wars. They once saved the Bank of England from collapse with their own money, for a fee, of course. They essentially provided the money for the industrialization of America and Europe, financing everything from construction of railroads, factories, mining and printing companies. They financed the British purchase of the Suez Canal, raised the money that Brazil needed to pay for its liberation from Portugal, and when the British government issued the Balfour Declaration letter supporting an establishment of a national home for Jewish people, the Israel we know today, it was addressed to Lionel Walter Rothschild. And remember Meyer, the father of those 5 sons? Well, before he died, he said that he wanted to keep the enormous fortune within the family. So in his will, he outlined a rigid system of succession whereby the title and property could only pass through the male line and female descendants were excluded from any direct inheritance. But the problem is that this had the effect of encouraging marriages among family members. Between these dates, there were 36 marriages. Of these, 30 were within the family, most of them marrying first or second cousins. Talk about keeping it within the family. Literally. Fast forward to today, it's really hard to estimate the family's true wealth because over 280 years, they've produced hundreds of descendants, many of which have started their own thing and many with little business ambition at all. And because there's endless tricks in business to hide one's true wealth, with shell companies, trust funds, assets not in your name, etc., we may never know the true wealth of the Rothschild family of modern times.